dark side.
Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Vince Green.
I'm your host, John Tui.
This is Dark Side of the Moon, and this week we're going rampaging with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his big albino gorilla George in our final episode of our Kaijuly series over here at Dark Side of the Moon. Noel, you threw this movie to us based on the 1980s video game, and think anyway. What is this your first time to see it, or do you
actually was? It was. We kind of realized that they're coming to the end of Kaijuly instead of going over the more renowned properties, which there's an argument for doing.
Tell people the truth. We ran out of time to watch 4 movies.
We ran out of time to watch 4 movies. Yeah. I tried to go with the politician thing, but some things are so huge where you kind of go like, do Godzilla, like which Godzilla?
Oh, hey Noel, where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, this is my favorite band.
That old thing. That old thing. Well, wait.
Don't tell me you listen to them too. Actually, this is the book that Vinny's writing that I've been telling everyone is a band and calling them posers. Yeah, and the people that are claiming to know the band. That's also brilliant.
That's pretty much hashtag humanity.
Hashtag humanity right there.
But
no, but I said no, actually, nothing. I was looking through some kaiju kind of films, and I went, all right, it has The Rock, and it's probably got a budget behind it, so I'm sure, and it's called Rampage, so I'm sure it's just this, like Michael Bay-esque kind of creature feature or whatever you want to call it. So I said, do you want to just give that a whirl, because it's a standalone, so we could do a standalone to finish off Kaijuly.
Yeah.
And you said, yeah, you'd seen it, I assume, yeah?
Oh, of course, yeah. I love The Rock.
And I watched this, and you know what, man? I said to you before we went live, I have no idea.
Brad Payton directed it. The guy who did San Andreas. Sorry, continue.
San Andreas fault, that one. Yeah.
No, just San Andreas. It looks like you were the San Andreas at fault there, Noel.
How Holly could he?
Yeah, this fucking guy.
It's not great. But anyway, yeah,
it was San Fran risky. That joke was.
I'm going to give you what I loved the most about this film. It was like, for a lot of the silly and the tropiness and stuff, there was some brutal deaths.
Oh, of course.
There was some great deaths.
Was that your one of Watchmen?
Yes.
Your one that gets eaten by George.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
It's only a spoiler
alert. Effect is in effect, or whatever.
It's only a spoiler if you've seen Watchmen. Otherwise, you won't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Actually, yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Rampage 2018. Great cast.
Yeah,
I have to say, but there was some brutal deaths, and I was remembered, for when it got silly and even a little bit like jokey, and then you were kind of like, it brought itself back.
Her name is Malin Ackerman.
Malin Ackerman, I think. Maybe.
I bet it's Malin. I bet you the money.
Okay, you know what? Let's just say I'm going to say Malin. We'll just whatever. We'll figure out.
Melanin
comments and stuff like that.
Lanolin.
Jack Lacey, he always plays a little bit of a piss.
Lanolin, like the sheep's wool.
Yeah,
I don't believe you. Yeah, but the cast,
100%.
The cast is stacked. You got The Rock, Mighty Joe Young came out of retirement playing George, wearing prosthetics. That's actually Mighty Joe Young, the gorilla from Mighty Joe Young. He had a storied career, and he came out of retirement to play George in this movie. Big ups to him. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's weird seeing him play.
Apparently, somebody called Jason Lyles played George.
I'm pretty sure it was the gorilla from Mighty Joe Young. The story is almost identical to Mighty Joe Young for the first 30 minutes.
I have no idea what to tell you.
You've never seen Mighty Joe Young?
Of course I have.
Produced
as long as you have absolutely no follow-up questions.
Yeah, I 100%. He's not seeing Mighty Joe Young. Jesus, dude. How can you not see Mighty Joe Young?
I'm too busy wanking over the same 20 horror films.
This fucking guy. The amount of movies you've missed out on is insane.
You know what? It is. You are opening my eyes and my horizons.
Yeah. Your horizons. Huh?
I don't even know what that was.
Loading emotional chamber. Laugh systems initiated.
Witty response not found.
Emotion protocol initiating.
Laughing awkward on the way. But I have to say that like the scope and the scale of this, and like finally the average looking everyday primatologist finally seeing themselves
sounds like
represented.
A made-up word. Sounds
yeah,
like
primatologist.
If they don't know what an actual person is that studies gorillas and apes, it's like, so it's like, oh, it's definitely a primatologist, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right because it's
primatologist.
Primatologist.
Yeah,
finally, and it's how I imagine the average primatologist looking. You know, like they can bench press like 1,000 pounds. It was actually didn't realize that Jack Quaid was in this because I didn't see this film and I only know him from The Boys.
Yeah, Little Huey,
and I don't know. I thought the film was so sick. Like there was a point where there's a wolf that shoots quills, not just has quills, but projectiles. And somebody ran that up the flagpole, and everybody on that flagpole went, giant wolf shooting quills.
Dude, my favorite part of the entire movie is the intro.
Oh, the intro is solid. I'm not gonna have a pop. I'm not gonna have a pop. You know that whole thing where they do the aliens stuff. That it's like corporatism, and it's just like you don't come back with if you're not coming back with the samples, you're not coming back.
You don't see them trying to fuck each other over for percentage.
Exactly, it's a great line, and it's just, but it's not such a perfect line.
No,
impromptu. But it's even it's a great line because it also has this truth, as in you're just in the path of the alien. It's only doing what comes to it naturally, like an ant and its food source. It's not personal. But this dude was doing something for personal gain. Yes, you know what I mean? But this had that horrible corporatism where she put, like, even in the darkest hour of this woman, she put her life at risk, like without a second's thought, to bring back the property.
Well,
and it cost her life
with several seconds thought. She didn't want to do it. They forced her.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm not talking about the woman who went back for the sample. I'm talking about Claire, the bitch on the ground, Malin Ackerman, who told her to go and do it. She didn't give a fuck about her. Like, come back with that or don't come back. And then she died. And you're kind of going, well, that's not a fun for all fucking start. But I liked it. I was kind of going, okay, maybe this isn't going to be a very, like maybe there's going to be a Bambi's mom gets shot in a very sad moment, but it's not going to be an action film.
Too soon, brother. Too soon. Don't bring that shit up right now.
No, I'm sorry. You're
right. Opening up all wounds and pouring salt over there, the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, dude. That's not good.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Oh, no. I'm falling all over. I got like some sort of insect flying at me, attacking my eyeballs.
Oh, fucking insects, man. But I do think I really like this film, but it definitely is popcorn film.
Of course.
It's not to be deeply digested.
Name a kaiju movie that's not popcorn.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, sorry. Checkmate.
Yeah, maybe the host, but most of it's popcorn. It just
like a lot of like King Kong's whole turns out that like we were the beast or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the original King Kong.
Yeah, the original King Kong. Like, I mean, that's it. That's the closest answer I got for you.
Yeah.
And I know it looks very silly now, but like, I mean,
well, the Peter Jackson Peter Kong.
Also the same thing. Yeah.
There's
that beautiful there's that beautiful ice scene. I remember in that movie, and it was lovely.
I saw it in the cinema.
Yeah, same as, but it's no, I did.
Yeah, of course. I believe you. Everybody else would, boy.
I had pop.
That's why they call me Gullah Bill.
And a Coca-Cola. You can't make details like that up. But
wait. I'm pretty sure the technology is not there to pop corn. No. Producers in my ear. It's widespread. Oh, interesting.
Popcorn, and I don't care.
This fucking guy.
But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my God, how many times are we going to fucking roll this guy out as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
This is my issue with The Rock, like, is that he's a legend and all this shit, and he's a world-class movie star, and he's lived a more successful life than I ever will 10 times over.
Oh,
But
50
like,
times over.
yeah,
Oh, 50
no,
times
dude,
over.
why
Pissants.
50? Why 50?
Pissants.
Why 50? I said 10. Why'd you jump on
Oh
me like
man,
that?
it's at least 50.
Why'd you come after your brother like that? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you
We're
know, like
friends.
I mean, like what you've
Thought
got
we're
going on,
friends,
like
dude.
he's 60 times mine.
Oh yeah, well, it's probably about 80 times mine now. So now it's a competition in the reverse.
That was a competition of the least rock.
No, The Rock's way better than me, man. Don't know what I'm talking about. I actually think you've a lot of redeeming qualities.
I'm merely the concept of sediment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're sediment, dude. I'm dust. Yeah, whatever. I just blow in the wind and shit. Whatever. Like, yeah. You can form structures over time, like islands and stuff. No, whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
This fucking guy. You just haven't fulfilled your potential. It just takes me. But like, yeah, like for me, the intro is fucking awesome. It kind of reminded me like of an episode of Love, Death and Robots, which is a show I'd recommend to anybody that haven't seen. It's fucking awesome.
Anyone, and what's your taste in film? Any taste, then watch Love, Death and Robots.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's all.
They're going to hit all them bases, and then they're going to knock that motherfucker out of
At some point. It's just, you know what I mean. At some point, it's going to hit you with something that's just going to change your life. Love, Death and Robots is one of the greatest things we've ever done.
So there's an episode of Love, Death and Robots where a woman gets cast adrift out in space on a spacewalk, or UAV, I think they call it, or is it EVA, extra vehicular activity, EVA. So there's a part in in Love, Death and Robots, where a woman kind of has to try to get back to the shuttle, and she has to like make sacrifice and shit. I don't want to give away the story, but at the start of this, it kind of reminded me of that episode, and I love Death and Robots, and the intro was really, really high paced and shit like that. And it was really cool, like giving you an idea of what's going on. There's some sort of experiment, shady corporation. There's like some sort of fucking creature flying around. It's like, it was what you talk about? The specimen was a rat. Not anymore, he's not. And you're like, holy shit. And then, yeah, as you said, a drop of a hat says here, if you want to come back to Earth, you come back with my research, you don't come back at all.
Oh, yeah.
So your one has to go and risk her life and shit. And then you think she's, after getting out of there, she's making it back into Earth, she's re-entering, and then you see the fucking crack in the window, and it just shatters and she burns up on entry. Man, that's how you start a fucking movie.
That's how you start a movie. Yeah. And it's a great thing. It's a trope I love, is that introduce us to a character, give us just enough to care about them.
Yeah.
And then kill them in a really bad way. And then you kind of really, it just gives you that like, fuck. Yeah. Like, this shit's happening. This shit is kind of fucking real. And then the film gets a little bit silly, but it's still after setting itself up on such a strong premise that you kind of just allow for it. And obviously it's trying to set up like 3 different types of kaiju. So you're just like, suspend your disbelief for sure. Because that wolf scene, the military going in after the wolf. That
Joe
Manganiello, that was fucking cool. Yeah. That was, I don't care. That was like, again, popcorn stuff, taking the helicopter out of the air, all that stuff. I was absolutely there for it. Yeah, I was really into it at that point.
They did not give them enough information going into that mission. That's all I'm saying. Like, they're like, you sure that's a wolf? It looks pretty big. I'm like, did they not brief you on what's going on here? Like, what do you think you're hunting? A normal wolf? Why are they calling you in, dude? Think about it for a second. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, come in, I need you to hunt a wolf. I'm like, why? Like, I'm a professional military operator. Why am I hunting a wolf? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't seem to be asking too many questions. Just like, I need you to kill something. Cool.
Yeah. Just get us in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you have to understand what you're hunting before you can prepare to hunt it. You know what I mean? Hit a break to Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's absolutely favorite comic book character.
Well, Manu Bennett's my Deathstroke. I'm just gonna put that out there. You know, he played him on Arrow like a motherfucker.
He was fucking good in that. I thought the film kind of set up, it had its pacing, but I thought its actual character development was obviously so fucking lacking.
Yeah, but the only thing that saves is the cast is solid as fuck.
That's the thing, like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you can't go wrong with it.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Joe Manganiello, you got your one from what's her name, Malin Ackerman, from Malin.
Malin. I'm gonna go for egg. I'm
gonna call her Silk Spectre. So we had Silk Spectre, Jeffrey. Oh shit, 2 Watchmen were in this. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the comedian.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan was the comedian. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and solid cast. Jack Quaid, like, he's a fucking deadly actor. Like, it was a really solid cast. Like, The problem with this film is it's dumb as fuck, but the action is fucking awesome in it. Like the characters in these movies aren't as important as they would be in other movies. Like, because when you look at these kind of movies, what's the thing that's really important is the monsters. We're doing Kaijuly here. We're not doing people July. You know what I mean?
So that's a point that I no lies detected. No lies detected.
Yeah, so let's look at the fucking monsters, because the reason we're here is because we want to see The Rock team up with a gigantic albino gorilla and take down a fucking mutated crocodile and a mutated wolf. Noel, give me some kaiju love. Talk to me.
Oh, dude. Like, I mean, there is a point again. I made fun of the whole like shooting quills things, and I stand by it.
Of course.
But like, that's just like I just love the idea as somebody who's loved the concept of maybe writing like not like you because you've dedicated to it, and I give you respect there, but Riverbones, but at the same time, just the idea of sitting down, because we spit ideas at each other, we bounce off each other,
and generally just spit at each other out the stage.
That's why we had to move to different locations. But you know, when you're just kind of sitting there,
just like going, coming down the screen,
guys. At this point, we have the budget, we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan, we have Dwayne The Rock Johnson, we have Malin Ackerman, we have Jack Quaid, we have all this kind of stuff. We have the concept. Like, so what? Like, I have a crocodile, I have a fucking wolf, and I have a sorry, you had the specific species. I think you mentioned it earlier of the ape. It's something white ape.
Oh, just an albino ape.
An albino. Is it just an albino ape?
Well, to me, it looks like it's actually a silverback gorilla, but it's actually suffering from albinoism. It seems
not suffering, living. But it was but to set them up, it kind of goes like, well, let's have some fun with it. And somebody kind of goes, well, alligator, tough skin. But I'm thinking like invincible skin. Like, I'm thinking like 5 or 6, like a tomahawk fucking missiles from fucking, a war helicopter, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like barely scratches it. Like, kind of like, it's like when you're taking your food out of the oven, you kind of go, fuck's sake. It's after getting me. That kind of invincibility. And then you'd have like a wolf. Well, the wolf, I don't know, shooting quills. And then like, I just picture silence in the room. It's kind of going, the wolf. So you want the wolf to shoot quills? And somebody goes, yeah. And somebody goes, I fucking love
it. What I don't understand is that it's not like, because the whole base of the movie is, and in the intro before the cool astronaut scene on the space station, they have like a bit of info to throw out to you. They're like talking about CRISPR, the genetic, like if anyone hasn't heard of CRISPR,
geneticist.
Check it out. CRISPR is this new, like kind of like, it's like a technology that pretty much can allow people to alter genes. It's all about genetic, like it's kind of like a form of eugenics, but also a form of genetic manipulation. And seemingly it was invented in 1993. And there's obviously a lot of like ifs and buts and maybes about this and what way it could be applied, and the kind of different like ramifications of genetic or gene splicing and gene altering and shit like that. But what I don't understand about this is it's not like these things were growing in the lab and they broke out loose. How did they get all these like genetic alterations? Because all they do is inhale the mist. Like, what's in that mist? Because you're like, oh, quills, and it comes from this animal.
I'd imagine it's an awful lot of protein. I mean, don't get like, I mean, without eating, without like any sort of physical without trying, basically, keep it simple. You grow exponentially. And gain all these abilities. Nothing takes a toll on your body.
That girl is like 40 feet tall or something.
By the end, about 40 feet tall. Yeah, that's a solid guess. About 40 feet tall. But like, of course, it was just like suspend your disbelief. And the George is the gorilla, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did George get any powers?
No, it just seemed that like he was just a big gorilla.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you kind of have like invincible gator, and you have quill shooting
that can fly.
That can fly.
Yeah.
How dare I? Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, that was a complete brain fart.
I actually
thank you for calling me on that.
I've seen this movie twice before, and I watched it today, and I literally rewound that scene. I was like, wait, the wolf can fly? I was like, and then like the more I think about it, it's like it would make more sense. It's kind of like if you look at Jurassic World. With the Indominus Rex, or if you look at the Indoraptor in the Jurassic World Dominion. No, sorry, not Dominion. What was the second one called? But like, do you know the sequel in the new Jurassic World trilogy? What was the second one called? I'll check.
I checked out after the first one.
Yeah.
Indominus Rex was hard to take.
Yeah, so pretty much, but like when you look at the Indominus Rex or the Endoraptor or those movies, they're growing in a lab. So you can pretty much say, oh, the reason it can camouflage like a cuttlefish is because we designed it that way. We filled in the gaps in its genetic makeup with the thing from a tree frog or a chameleon or a cuttlefish or whatever. And that's why it has these genetic traits. I'm like, cool, it's science fiction, but it also kind of sounds like science fact. So I'm sold. But with Rampage, they're like, these are just normal creatures in the wild. They got hit with this mist. And now the wolf can fly. It's got quills. The fucking gator is like invincible.
Oh yeah, you can't scratch it. Like, don't get me wrong, gators, leather, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but like you couldn't touch this fucker. Like as in even his death ends up being like a pole through the eyeball into the brain, because it would have to be like soft tissue, and it's like the classic is eyeball into the brain, because even if in the scenario where you have diamond skin or whatever the fuck it is, eyeball.
Yeah, like so, like that's what I thought was crazy about it, because there is an easy out here where they could say, oh, these are all grown in a lab, whereas the wolf and the crocodile or whatever, the alligator were grown in a lab, and that's why they have all these genetic things inside of them, because that's how we built them. And that's why George is just a big ape, because he got hit with the mist and he wasn't growing in a lab, so he just grew exponentially. So I'm like, all right, cool, that would make sense. But the fact that you just have a normal wolf that's in the wild, a normal alligator that's in the wild, and they just get hit with this green mist, and all of a sudden have all these genetic markers or genetic traits from all these different creatures.
I mean, they had the science worked out, didn't they?
You know, but you know what I mean? Like,
it just gets shot into the wild and just makes like 3 super predators.
Yeah,
like why were they still experiment on it? They nailed it.
Exactly. What, like, and it's so annoying because George doesn't have any superpowers. Like it makes no sense. It's just like, oh, Misty Wolf equals Fly Wolf, spiky points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and
diamond skin gator. Yeah. Where's George? The one we're rooting for.
Yeah. He doesn't even get anything. He just gets bigger. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just weird, the inconsistency with the science behind the movie. And like, I know these movies aren't supposed to be scientifically factual, but at least you should try to do a job.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think the point you're making is that it should have been scientifically fact. In fact, the flying wolf, like, it's obviously you're not making an argument.
Yeah.
What you're thinking is like, why did they do my boy fucking George?
Like,
where's his flame fists?
Yeah,
you like, I mean, give me something here, like, you know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, so it's just kind of like the inconsistency behind, because I love a good creature feature, I love a good kaiju movie, but I love
switching off. We recently,
and this was perfect for me today because I had a long ass day and I was able to switch my brain off for an hour and 47 minutes, and it was perfect. Like, you know, and that's what these movies are. On
a previous podcast, on a previous Kaijuly, we talked about Colossal. And not to get into another podcast.
Yeah, check it out. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's actually a good film. But at the same time, you went in there thinking it was advertised for me. We both agreed as kind of like a switch your brain off, go in and enjoy it. Don't worry about it. And it actually was. It was more about dealing with trauma, dealing with personal weakness, dealing with destructive natures of humans, all of that. It literally was. It was like this allegory told in quite a clever way. But if you went in, but if you went in there to shut off, you would have been disappointed. And this film is actually that. This film is like, you can go in and shut off.
Yeah, it's pure entertainment.
It's pure entertainment. And if it's silly and stupid, you don't. I couldn't look. I didn't go to see this in the cinema. I didn't go see it in the theater. But I wouldn't have left angry. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have left going, that was the fucking absolute dumbest thing, because I kind of if I find myself in a cinema in a film with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and a giant albino gorilla, and it's called Rampage, and I leave kind of going, if I was to make one critique, what critique? If you ask, what information is it you don't think you had?
Yeah, they'd be like, if you ask me in the finale, there wasn't enough social commentary. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I want to look at the wolf, and I don't want to just see a wolf. I want to see someone.
But where does it stand on women in the military?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know, representation. No, this is dumb. Like, I mean, we do in an age where we're trying to grow and evolve, and I think we should. I think we need dumb. I also think we need smart way more than we need dumb. dumb, but every now and again we need fucking dumb.
Yeah, but
and when you're socially interacting, I think you should grow as a person. Like sometimes I think with entertainment, you should need to shut off. And Rampage is a way to shut off.
Oh, 100%. It's really cool as well because like we've seen 5 or 6 Transformer movies now. We've seen a shit ton of MCU movies, and we've seen a lot of DC EU movies, and like we've seen a lot of well-worn franchises. But you can say whatever you want by Rampage. It's not a super strong movie or anything. But like when you compare it to other movies, it's its own thing, and we don't get enough of its own thing anymore. And I would 100% watch a sequel to this. Like I have no idea how well it did the box office, but we 100% watch a sequel to this because it's there. Like George is still alive at the end. And you can just make bigger monsters and just have them fight them. There's loads of shady corporations out there that could get their hands on the technology. They grow a couple of things in the lab, they break out. There's Rampage Part 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, when something tries so weak with a premise, you're like, why did you try?
Yeah.
Why not just like space debris? No, why not just like pass a meteorite, radiation, whatever? Like some fucking like don't like. Oh no, actually, you know what? I'm instantly going to have to walk my own point because I actually thought the intro was strong, but then
the intro was my favorite part.
Yeah, the intro was cool, but at the same time, it was just like, and now the samples are not going to burn up in the atmosphere or anything like that.
Yeah,
they're just going to land perfectly in like, as we all know,
3 separate habitats.
But not 3 separate habitats. Not like the fact that we are 2/3 water.
Yeah,
and of what's not water, we're like at least 60% human habitation.
And most of them re-enter over the Pacific Ocean as well, don't they? Which is ginormous.
Yeah, absolutely ginormous. And like it would have been, although I suppose it would have been a shorter film if it just like actually imagine if it just landed in the ocean and there was just like 3 everyday fish, not really big, and not much happened. But
it'd have to be a shark. It'd have to be a shark.
Oh, yeah, it would have to be a shark.
Oh man, we should have done Meg.
Dude, like I mean, at least one water-based one. No, we've let ourselves down.
It's
God, when you said that to me, a little part of me died.
It's good. We do Shark Week. Steal Discovery Channel, do Shark Week.
And that's what we offer you here, folks. That's what we offer you here. It's on the fly all the time.
You know what I mean? So we'll be doing a Shark Week. We do some Jaws or some shit. Nice. I love Jaws. One of my favorite movies of all time. Fucking love that movie.
Yeah,
wish I was watching Jaws right now. Actually,
I wish you were Jaws right now.
Yeah, I really wish I was. I wish I was a mechanical shark named Bruce. Just the possibilities of life.
If you were to like, all right, just a hypothetical. If you were to kind of go, right? Sorry, the missus is average guy, just the most whatever your interpretation of an average guy.
Hard for me to imagine being average, but okay, go on.
I don't know exactly. That's imagine the people whose shoulders you walk upon.
Yeah, go ahead.
There you go.
I'm trying to look down that far.
Look down that far.
Usually I look towards the sky.
Oh, see, I know you're walking on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
So the ones below them.
Oh, fuck. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I know. It's far down, man.
It's going to be
binoculars.
Yeah.
But you were kind of going like, oh, the missus, the boyfriend wants to watch Rampage. Is it worth a watch? What would you say to them? Well, how would you synopsis it as in like, yeah, but, or would it just be, of course it is, or what would you offer them? Because for me, I'll answer my own question first. I would just say, you know what? If you just shut your brain off, it's a little bit silly at times. It's actually a little bit like the action is actually solid. There's a couple of gruesome deaths if you're into like kind of like whoa kind of moments in films like I am. Ultimately, popcorn fare, worth a watch, but I wouldn't hang my hat on it. Yeah, I keep it that simple.
Yeah, well, I would say I would come up with 2 arguments. My first one would be it's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and a giant albino gorilla fighting a giant mutated crocodile and a wolf. That would be it. Or the other one would
lies
be,
detected.
The other thing would be I'll show a movie poster and I'll go, big meets bigger.
Yeah.
I think like there you go.
Yeah,
because that says everything. That says everything about this movie.
But this doesn't and somebody like, but I have questions, and you just like refuse to speak. You just stare at them and just keep pointing back at the poster or whatever. Like, but I'm just wondering if it's got any like development story wise, and you kind of like blankly stare at them, and then kind of like big meat.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think like out these kind of movies, it's probably not up there with the upper echelons in terms of like the kaiju or the kaiju design or the story or the
No,
action.
it doesn't top out.
Yeah,
It doesn't enter the top 5 of
top 10.
of any scale.
Not
But it
top 10.
also doesn't piss out at the bottom.
No, it's like it is definitely it's a mid-range kaiju movie, but it's definitely a good blockbuster because we don't get to see enough of this kind of stuff anymore. New properties, building up new characters.
They tore shit up. They tore shit up.
Yeah, even though I know it's based on a pre-existing computer game, but I mean for movies that we don't get to see a lot of this kind of things where I like when people take a chance with their monsters, the monster designs, the monster combinations. And even though like the science is iffy as fuck in this movie and how they try to explain the creations of their kaiju, that it is still a pretty fun movie. The Rock is a fucking megastar. Like he plays himself the whole time, but I'll watch him every time. And it's like you always know what you're going to get with him, and generally you get The Rock in some sort of tan beige shirt, and he's walking through some sort of jungle environment, fighting some sort of thing that could kill him or may possibly end up being his best friend.
Gets a minor wound to the face.
yeah. Like he'll get like in a helicopter crash.
That he'll never acknowledge.
Yeah, he'll walk out on flames, and the only thing will be a cut under his eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so like, it's not the best kaiju movie of all time, but like, it's definitely cool. And The Rock's fucking in it.
It's kind of a cool movie. You know what I mean?
It's just badass. It's just a kind of
a
badass
movie. When I was watching it, kind of going, God, is some of this associated? But I could not.
Well,
again,
I
was busy. We were both kind of busy today. I just said, right, I have to.
No, was playing a gig for the millions.
Actually, yesterday I played a gig in front quite a lot. Today I played a gig in the gazebo in front of 6 people in the rain. Man, it was a disaster. And then I had to run home and watch this. But I actually just like sat down and went, well, this will be a good way to shut off.
No, the Grand
Wizard. Did shut off. Yes, I am. But I shut off. But also, like, I was kind of by the end of it, I was like, I enjoyed that.
Like the middle part of the movie is the weakest part, but
big time.
The finale,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character, I can't think of his name, but like he's his whole motive and
pretty sure he's Negan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Negan. Yeah. His whole like angle is explained, and of course,
and there is cool scenes though, like the plane scene, the whole part of the story where all the 3 monsters are converging on that tower and stuff like that. Like I think that's actually based around something to do with the game or some shit. I'm not sure. But like there is some cool scenes. It's one of the weaker kaiju movies from what we could have covered, but it's still a really good movie. Like, you know what I mean? In terms of like Meg, that's a fucking enjoyable kaiju movie. It's not a great film either. Like, but like with Rampage, it had a really, really cool intro. I thought the science was a bit iffy as fuck, but the finale was cool. The big blockbuster scene where the 3 monsters plus The Rock. I love the way The Rock's just in there fighting kaiju. It's incredible because, like, you know, sure, why not? Like, that's a Rampage.
Yeah, jump in the helicopter and have a couple of puffs. Like,
he's such a cool fucking action star because he's just kind of like, why not? I bet you're just like, oh, we do this and do that. He's like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Because it's kind of believable when you're the size of The Rock and you're cut like The Rock, that maybe he could do that. If like anyone could survive those things, if anyone could fucking go toe to toe with kaiju and jump in a crash helicopter, unload a 50 fucking caliber gun and then send Tomahawk missiles crashing at this fucking invincible giant alligator, it's the fucking Rock. And that's
finally The Rock has fought a kaiju. Like that's how his career has gone. Yeah, that's amazing.
It makes perfect sense. So like if anyone wants to see a good mid-level kaiju movie with The Rock and an albino gorilla fighting a wolf that can fly, an invincible alligator that can also do other things I can't remember.
I love like somebody like in like you know like in a blockbuster if such a thing still exists, which it doesn't. I was kind of going, I'm looking for something that has somebody perhaps like The Rock. And perhaps there's a kaiju.
I love the
perhaps there's 3 kaijus. One a wolf, one a gorilla, one an alligator. And perhaps they all fight.
I love the way he always wears the same shirt combinations though. It's either grey shirt, white shirt, or tan shirt. Like he'll wear a grey t-shirt or a white t-shirt, or he'll wear a safari shirt. Do you know those kind of grey like Jungle Explorer shirts? Or sorry, beige ones. He wears those 3 shirt combinations in almost all his action movies. He's either ever in a grey shirt, a white shirt, or in one of those fucking safari shirts.
Dwayne Johnson has the acting range of a Dwayne Johnson, and the reason that sentence didn't work is that he is my barometer. It simply does not work on him. As in, I would say to somebody who is caught in a one-dimensional acting role, I would say that they have the acting range of a Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But because we're actually talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I'm sorry, it falls short. But I still stand by Dwayne The Rock Johnson has the acting range of a Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, my only problem with The Rock is that he actually has really decent acting range, and he showed that earlier on in his career, but he became a brand, and now he just adheres to the brand in the same way many action heroes do.
Bajillions of millions.
Of course, he makes bajillions of millions of dollars, but like obviously he doesn't show his wide variety of roles like he did in his earlier career, and he was making things like Be Cool and stuff like that, and he was playing like villains and shit. So like and Doom.
Although I think he was growing in a lab to play Black Adam, I will say that.
Yeah, Black Adam looks fucking awesome. But like, before we get the fuck out of here, motherfucker, do you have anything that you want to say about Rampage, or we wrap up this?
No. I think we're rampaged out.
Yeah, rampaged out. This guy.
What an amazing joke to finish on. I don't even know if an outro is necessary.
Yeah, I'd give you like a soft layup, and all of a sudden you slam dunked it, but no momentum, no setup. It was just insane. The crowd went wild. The board.
A bit sexy, not like not to put words in your mouth.
Yeah,
but it was very sexy.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
So, all right, folks. This is fucking at the end of Kaijuly. This is the end of friends. We'll be back next year, I guess, if we're still around.
We're alive.
Yeah, if we're still alive, no nuclear war. But yeah, so we get the fuck out of here.
Love you.
Yeah.
And I love you.
And you at home, I love you the most.
Please like and subscribe. We finally moved out of the Spotify space, etc. And any support is greatly received. We're just like two dudes.
If you want, if you're not on YouTube and somehow you're still managing to hear my words right now, check it out on Spotify. Because it makes no sense that I'm saying this message, but just in case, we're trying to cover all our bases, to use a baseball terminology, because we're international over here.
We're very professional, and I'm definitely wearing pants.
He's 100%
as
not wearing
always.
Pants. He has some more
because
pants since the Reagan administration.
At 10 to 11 at night, of course, it would be crazy that I had not put pants on yet.
Dude,
I don't know what did you have.
Like, he's literally not worn pants since Reagan was in office. That's all I'm saying. Once again, more political commentary. If you want your political commentary wrapped up in Kaiju Mania, come over here, Dark Side of the Moon.
No, to be fair,
check out Rampage. It's what we do. It's what we do.
Like, it will be a small but dedicated audience.
Yeah, we sit in the niche circles and we say to you, come, truth seekers, and listen upon me, and I will share thy truth upon your ears. And that's what we do. Hey, we're philosophical. We're prophets over time.
A little bit in your face.
Yeah, it's what we do. So, all right, motherfuckers. I'm your host, Vince Green.
I'm your host, Noel John Tui.
And this is Dark Side of the Moon. That's the last episode of Kaijuly. That was Rampage. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, his buddy George. Remember from Kaiju.
Sorry, it came to me and I couldn't let it go.
All right, folks. Remember, big meets bigger. That's all I gotta say. See you next Kaijuly.
but big meets bigger.
See you next Kaijuly.
See you next Kaijuly. Bye.
I'm a god, you're a madman. This is the word of Darkseid.